Maathaaw, the fire within us, our spirit, our drive. This isn't a story, it's truth, Wahan. This isn't a cry, Wami, it's communication. The world is changing. The fire is flickering under hot breath. The knowledge is there, in here, Yajesh, the heart.
Right now, the 4,623 Kumeyaay who reside on both sides of the border, there's approximately 30 people who still speak the language. And according to the UNESCO 9 factors of language vitality and endangerment, 5 being stable, 0 being extinct, the Kumeyaay language, the Ipai Tipai language, is listed as a 1, which is critically endangered. And this is where the young people come in. All of you who are younger, this knowledge, if you do not take it and learn, it is going to go dormant. This is why it is so important to transmit this knowledge to others. Remember I said knowledge without sharing is not really knowledge.
Gold spotted oak borer is a serious threat to Southern California's current ecology. Over the next 10, 20 years, we stand to lose over half of the oak trees that are on the landscape. And that's just going to create a huge shift, increasing the fuels that are down and dead and fueling those wildfires that we've been having almost annually now. It's just going to change the landscape to something much different than we see today. Our oak trees are the primary food source for so many insects and animals and birds and deer. So it's going to create a shift not only in the landscape, but of the wildlife community.
We got to teach our young what we know and pass that information on. So when I'm gone, we have those folks behind us that are moving up behind us to continue what we've started here. And because as long as the world keeps spinning, as they say, and we're going to have fire.
A lot has gone dormant. I'm not going to say extinct, because we are alive. And that knowledge, like an ember, can be reignited again. It is up to each and every one of you to bring that knowledge back. And our word for our soul, our spirit, is called Maathaaw. And what Maathaaw means, it means the fire within our body. When we say hello in the Ipai Kumeyaay language, we'll say Hauka. And what Hauka means is may that fire in your body continue to glow brightly. To us, fire is sacred. It is who we are as a people.
Indigenous cultural fire and insects are a whole subset of cultural burning, because cultural fire used to be used to control the filbert weevils and the filbert worms that ate the acorns in the forest. So by burning the forest, it reduced the excess biomass that the insects reproduce in, and it also coated the trees with charcoal and smoke, which also kill insects. It's been proven by research that the charcoal and ash abrases the insect's exoskeleton, which then dehydrates the insect. But we already knew that. What we're researching is just what has already been known but has been since forgotten.
We didn't need wildland firefighter training a few hundred years ago, but we need it now, because to implement these big fuel projects, we have to work with different agencies. We have so much fuel on the ground, things can get hot really quickly, so we need to make sure everybody's trained, because it could get out of control really fast. Having this cultural component brings it back to why we're implementing these fuels projects, why this is all happening. And having the non-Indigenous people here is really important, because they're the ones that we work with side by side to implement these projects. And we need to know how to communicate and how to respect each other and how to learn from each other. When an Indigenous person is educated to become a burn boss, and that cultural knowledge comes in side by side, then that gives them the opportunity to implement their culture in their daily decisions and not keep it separate. A lot of historical Indigenous firefighters were just Forest Service educated. They weren't taught to implement their cultural background in their daily decisions. So I think, starting from the ground up and having the opportunity for Indigenous people to learn safety and communication and interagency collaborations along with their cultural component, it reminds us that we shouldn't have separated the two in the first place, and that'll make our decisions going forward even better.
Jolene is working to find a solution to the devastating impact of the golden-spotted oak borer. Her experiments are expressing traditional ecological knowledge with current scientific methods. Many tribal nations gather acorns from oak trees. If solutions are not found, not only will the ecosystem be critically impacted, but Indigenous communities as well.
I have been taking this Kumeyaay language immersion course for the past month with various tribal members around Kumeyaay community and taught by Stan Rodriguez. I had also just finished up my first semester at Kumeyaay Community College with Stan, and he just invited me to come out to this program. And at the time I wasn't too sure on what I'm going to do in my life or what I wanted to do or what direction I wanted to go in serving my community. I just kind of took the leap of faith and said, yes, Stan, I'll join you for a month and do some Kumeyaay immersion. And honestly, it opened so many doors for me, educational-wise, career-wise, and I'm really glad that I've been here. And I've just been really inspired by the people around me to continue this work.
We've been putting a lot of effort into creating the right conditions for a low-level controlled burn to come through for the first time in a long time and start to return these nutrients back to the soil. It felt really good to be here and to be stewarding the land in the way that we were supposed to, and in a way that makes the land better than when we found it. And I'm so excited to see the plants growing in like they should.
We need to take a look at the people, the original people from this land, how we took care of the land. Because we are no strangers to climate change. And if we all work together and share our knowledge, we all become strong.
So what will you do with your spirit your fire, your drive. Maathaaw.